Gumper, and I'm terrific, and I'm class of 2026, and I'm a student deacon here, as I said earlier. It is a delight to welcome back Reverend Angela Jones and David Dupree this morning. Grateful for you too. This semester, our theme is Imagine, drawing from the great biblical scholar Walter Brooke concept, prophetic imagination. We gather to remind ourselves that we, as church, our imagination is our business. Wondering together, what if the most notable and important thing about the word is not that it is divided or violent or difficult, but rather that it overflows with grace and love. As we say every week, no matter your questions or convictions, you are welcome to this place, and we are glad that you are here. Take a moment and rise as you are able and welcome one another while the band plays a prelude for us. Thank you so much.
Good morning, friends. Let's give a clap for the band. Appreciate you all. It's good to be here. Happy International Weekend. Happy Family Friends Weekend. Happy Gospel Choir Weekend. It is good to be together. Join me, if you would, in the call to worship, which you can find right on the inside page of your bulletin. We gather to worship together. We gather to sing and pray and wonder. We gather, though different in many ways, children of the same parent, loved, forgiven, and free. We gather to worship God. What does the Lord require of us? To do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with our God. I invite you to rise as you're able. We're going to sing our hymn together. Reverend Angela, lead us in, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you on this good Sunday. As this is our gospel weekend, we tend to bring in more of the spiritual genre or hymns to our congregational space that are familiar with the African American culture or the African diaspora. So this song is called Hold to God's Unchanging Hand, For we know that even as we imagine this year, that what it takes is faith. It takes the courage to lean into God's unchanging hand. So we'll start. It says, time is filled. Time is filled with swift transition. None on earth who can stand. Build your hopes on things eternal, to God's unchanging hand. Everybody say, hold to his hand. If you know it, sing it out. God's unchanging hand. Oh, God's unchanging hand. You ought to build your hopes on things eternal. Oh, to God's unchanging hand. Verse 2, it says, trust in him. Trust in him who will not leave you. Whatsoever years may bring, if by earthly friends forsake, still you more closely to him cling. Let's put a clap on it. Everybody, hold to his God's unchanging hand. You ought to hold God's unchanging hand. You ought to build up on things eternal, to God's unchanging hand. I'm going to go right into the next verse. Covet not this world's vain riches that so rapidly decay. So rapidly decay. Seek to gain the earthly earth, the heavenly treasure. They will never pass away. Everybody, hold. God's unchanging hand. Everybody, hold God's unchanging hand. Yes, build your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Hold to God's unchanging hand. One last time, we'll say it together. Say, hold to God's unchanging hand. Y'all sound good. You may be seated.
It's our deep joy to be a student-centered congregation that makes space every week for the young and young at heart in our worship. We have one of the second greatest story ever told, read a crayon story. Coming down with Deacon Rose. So come and join us if you feel so inclined for a little time for story, picture together. All are welcome to come forward. Nobody else wants to come? Really, the best, second best of all time. Come join
from Marcus Hall. He was red. But he wasn't very good at it. Oh dear. His teacher thought he needed more practice. I would draw a red strawberry. Then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really. But he couldn't really. Like this. Oh my, let's try it again. His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. Why don't you two go out and draw a nice round orange? A really big one, a really orange one. But they made a big greenish one. Yuck. Oops. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. Your class is making self-portraits for parents' night. Wear this warm red scarf. Nice. It's so on you. But it so wasn't. Oh, dear me. Everyone seemed to have something to say. Amber said, sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Hazelnut said, don't be silly. It says red on his label. Coca Bean said, he came that way from the factory. Hishna said, frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Grape said, well, I think he's lazy. Green said, right, he's got to press harder, really apply himself. Sunshine said, give him time, he'll catch on. And Green said, of course he will. But he didn't catch on. Green frog, black sheep, brown cow, red. All the art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. This will help hold you together. The scissors thought his label was too tight. One snip should do. I thought he wasn't sharp enough. Stay low now. But even with all our help and all his hard work, still wasn't good enough. He just couldn't get the hang of it. One day he met a new friend. Will you make a blue ocean from a boat? I can't, I'm red. Will you try? So he did. Thank you, it's perfect. You're welcome, it was very easy. And he didn't stop there. He made blue jeans, blue bells, blue bird, blueberries, blue whale. Oh, I'm blue. He was blue, and everyone was talking. My son is brilliant. Who could have known he was blue? I always said he was blue. It was obvious. His blue ocean really lifted me. All of his hard work makes me happy. His blue strawberries are my favorite. He's so intense. I'm going to make a green laser with him, a really big one, said Yellow. I hear he's working on a huge new project. He's really reaching for the sky, says Scarlett. And he really was. The end.
Say a prayer with me. Gracious God, thank you for making us who we are. Amen. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, kiddos.
A reading from Luke 15, verses 1 to 3, 11 to 32. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to him. And the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling and saying, "This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them." So he told them this parable. Then Jesus said, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, 'Father, give me the share of the wealth that will belong to me.' So he divided his assets between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had and traveled to a distant region, and there he squandered his wealth in dissolute living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout that region, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that region, who sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired hands have bread enough to spare? But here I am dying of hunger. I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands.' So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. Then the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his slaves, 'Quickly, bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. And get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate. Now his older son was in the field, and as he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked what was going on. He replied, 'Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he has got him back safe and sound.' Then he became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and began to plead with him. But he answered his father, 'Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat